Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a matter of luck, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is a matter of belief. The way you see yourself, the words you tell yourself every day, that's where it all begins. You see, the greatest limitation isn't out there in the world, it's in the mind. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes." But let me tell you something. That voice is a liar, and if you listen to it, you'll stay exactly where you are. But here's the secret. The same way you've trained yourself to doubt, you can train yourself to believe. Every day you have a choice to reinforce doubt or to reinforce confidence. And the key to this transformation is repetition. You must remind yourself daily of who you truly are, not who people say you are, not who your past says you are, but who you choose to become. You wake up in the morning and instead of saying, "I hope today goes well," you say, "I will make today great." Instead of saying, "I'm not sure if I can," you say, "I am capable, I am strong, I am moving forward." Because belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So listen to this every day. Fill your mind with confidence. Train your thoughts like an athlete trains their body. And before you know it, you won't just believe in yourself. You'll become unstoppable. Because the world does not reward doubt. It rewards action. It rewards persistence. And it rewards those who have the courage to believe in themselves before anyone else does. So make a decision today. Start believing, start acting, and watch how your life transforms. Success doesn't start with talent. It doesn't start with opportunity. It doesn't even start with hard work. It starts with belief. Because if you don't believe you can do it, you won't even try. And if you don't try, the result is guaranteed. Nothing happens. You see, life has a way of responding to the way you see yourself. If you walk into a room with confidence, people feel it. If you approach a goal with certainty, obstacles seem smaller. But if you hesitate, if you doubt, if you shrink back, everything in life reflects that uncertainty right back at you. Belief is what fuels action. It's what gets you up in the morning with energy. It's what makes you take risks when others play it safe. It's what pushes you to keep going when the road gets tough. And make no mistake, it will get tough. That's the price of success. But the people who win, the people who create extraordinary lives, are the ones who believe in themselves before they have the proof, before they have the results, before anyone else sees it. But here's the good news. Belief is not something you are born with. It's something you develop. It's something you practice. It's something you strengthen. Just like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So how do you build belief? You start by feeding your mind the right thoughts. You remind yourself daily of your potential. You surround yourself with people who lift you up instead of those who tear you down. You take small steps, and with each step, your confidence grows. And before long, that belief becomes unshakable. Because success is not about being the smartest, the fastest, or the luckiest. It's about being the person who refuses to quit because they believe they can make it. Doubt is like a thief in the night. It sneaks in quietly, unnoticed at first, but before you know it, it has robbed you of your confidence, your ambition, and your dreams. It whispers, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if people laugh at you? And if you listen, if you entertain those thoughts for too long, doubt takes root. And when doubt takes root, it paralyzes you. It stops you from taking action. It convinces you to settle for less than you're capable of. The problem with doubt is that it doesn't shout. It whispers. It doesn't knock down the door. It just leaves it slightly open, waiting for you to let it in. And if you're not careful, you'll start making excuses instead of making progress. You'll start justifying why you can't instead of figuring out how you can. And soon, doubt becomes a habit that keeps you stuck in the same place year after year. But here's the truth. Doubt is a liar. It is not based on reality. It's based on fear. And fear is often just an illusion, a story we tell ourselves about things that may never happen. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never feel doubt. They're the ones who refuse to let it control them. They recognize it for what it is and move forward anyway. The way to defeat doubt is with action. The moment you take that first step, the moment you prove to yourself that you can, doubt loses its power. Every small victory builds confidence. Every step forward makes the next one easier. And over time, doubt fades into the background because you've replaced it with something far stronger. Belief. So the next time doubt tries to creep in, don't entertain it. Don't give it a seat at the table. Instead, take action. Do the work. Prove to yourself that you can, because once you do, doubt has no choice but to leave. Confidence isn't something you wake up with one morning. It isn't something reserved for a lucky few. It's something you build step by step, day by day through repetition. The more you do something, the better you get. And the better you get, the more confident you become. Think about a time when you first tried something new. Maybe it was speaking in front of a group, learning a skill, or starting a new job. At first, it felt uncomfortable, maybe even intimidating. But what happened when you kept at it? The nerves faded, the hesitation disappeared, and before long, what once felt difficult became second nature. That's the power of repetition. See, confidence doesn't come from wishing, it comes from doing. The more you repeat a skill, a habit, or even a mindset, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. If you train it consistently, it grows, but if you neglect it, it weakens. That's why the secret to confidence isn't talent or luck, it's practice. It's showing up every day and putting in the work. It's reinforcing the right thoughts and actions over and over until they become part of who you are. The mistake most people make is waiting for confidence before they take action. They think, once I feel ready, I'll start. But that's not how it works. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. You have to take the first step, even when you're unsure. You have to keep going, even when it feels uncomfortable. And if you do it enough times, confidence will follow. So whatever it is you want to master, whatever it is you want to become, repeat it. Do it again and again. Keep showing up. Because the more you do something, the more natural it becomes. And before you know it, confidence isn't something you're chasing. It's something you own. The words you speak shape your life more than you realize. They are not just sounds or sentences. They are seeds. And every time you speak, you're planting something in your mind, in your future, in your destiny. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or I always mess things up, don't be surprised when life starts to reflect those very words back at you, because the mind listens. The subconscious takes notes, and over time, what you repeatedly say becomes what you believe, and what you believe determines how you act. But here's the good news. Just as negative words can limit you, positive words can build you up. The right words can push you forward, give you strength, and create a mindset of confidence and success. When you say, I can figure this out, I am capable, or I will find a way, you're not just speaking, you're programming your mind for action. You're telling yourself that no matter what happens, you have what it takes to keep going. Great leaders, great achievers, great thinkers, they all understand this. They don't allow careless, self-defeating words to take root in their minds. They choose their words wisely because they know that words are like steering wheels. They guide your life in the direction they point. So be mindful of what you say about yourself, about your abilities, and about your future. Speak words that inspire, words that strengthen, words that move you forward, because what you say, you start to believe. And what you believe, you become. Your mind is like a muscle. If you train it daily, it gets stronger. If you neglect it, it weakens. It's that simple. Just like you wouldn't expect to build physical strength by going to the gym once, you can't expect mental strength without consistent effort. Think about how muscles grow. You put them under stress, you push them beyond their comfort zone, and over time they adapt. The same is true for your mind. If you stretch it with new ideas, challenge it with big goals, and discipline it with positive habits, it expands, it becomes sharper, more resilient, more powerful. But here's what happens when you don't train your mind. You become a victim of circumstances. You react instead of taking control. You let distractions, negativity, and fear dictate your decisions. Instead of focusing on solutions, you focus on problems. Instead of seeing opportunities, you see obstacles. So how do you train your mind? You feed it the right information. You read books that challenge your thinking. You listen to ideas that push you to grow. You guard your thoughts the same way you guard your time. Because what you allow into your mind will shape your actions, and your actions will shape your future. And just like working out, consistency is the key. You don't train once and expect lifelong results. You do it daily. You make it a habit. And before long, your mind becomes your greatest asset. Strong, disciplined, and ready for any challenge life throws your way. Success doesn't start with what you have. It doesn't start with the right connections, the perfect timing, or even luck. Success starts inside with your mindset, your beliefs, and your attitude. Before you can achieve anything on the outside, you must first win the battle within. Look at the people who succeed at the highest level. They aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the most talented. But they have something that sets them apart. An inner drive, a belief in themselves that refuses to be shaken. While others wait for permission, they give themselves permission. While others doubt, they decide. And while others wait for things to change, they take control and make things happen. The mistake most people make is thinking success is something out there. They think, if only I had more money, if only I knew the right people, or if only I got a lucky break. But the truth is, those things don't create success, you do. You take what you have and turn it into something more. You develop the mindset, the habits, and the discipline that lead to results. And once you do that, the outside world has no choice but to respond. But if you don't work on what's inside, your thinking, your confidence, your vision, nothing on the outside will ever be enough. You can have all the opportunities in the world, but without the right mindset, you'll let them slip through your fingers. You could have all the resources, but without the belief that you can use them, they'll go to waste. So start where it really matters, inside. Train your mind to see possibilities. Build the habits that lead to progress. Strengthen your belief in what's possible. Because once you master what's inside, the outside world will begin to reflect that success right back at you. The past is a place of reference, not residence. Too many people let their past mistakes, failures, and setbacks determine their future. They carry their history like a weight, letting it slow them down, hold them back, and convince them that they can't go any further. But here's the truth. What's behind you does not have to dictate what's ahead of you. Think about it. If your past determined your future, then no one would ever rise above their circumstances. No one would ever overcome obstacles. No one would ever change. But we know that's not true. We've seen people come from nothing and achieve incredible things. We've seen people who failed over and over but still found a way to succeed. The common thread, they refused to let their past define them. Your mistakes, they were lessons. Your failures, they were stepping stones. Your struggles, they were shaping you into someone stronger. The only way the past can hold you back is if you let it. But the moment you decide that your future is more important than your history, you take back control. The most successful people don't dwell on what went wrong. They focus on what's possible. They take the wisdom from their experiences, but they don't let regret, guilt, or disappointment become chains around their ankles. They know that as long as they are breathing, they have the power to rewrite their story. So don't let yesterday steal today. Don't let past failures define what you can do now. The only thing that matters is the decision you make today to move forward, to grow, and to create the future you truly want. Belief alone is not enough. You can sit around all day telling yourself, I can do this, but if you never take action, that belief remains weak. It stays in your head as a thought, not as a reality. Action is what strengthens belief. Action is what turns doubt into confidence. Think about a time when you were unsure about something, maybe a skill, a goal, or a challenge in front of you. At first, you hesitated. You weren't sure if you could do it. But then you took a small step. And what happened? You realized it wasn't as impossible as you thought. You kept going, and with each step, your confidence grew. That's how belief works. It's built through doing, not just thinking. See, the problem is that most people wait for belief before they act. They think, once I feel confident, then I'll start. But it doesn't work that way. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. The moment you take that first step, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you can move forward. And the more you take action, the more you reinforce the belief that you are capable. This applies to everything: business, relationships, personal growth, fitness, anything. If you wait until you feel 100% ready, you'll be waiting forever. But if you take action, even when you're unsure, you create momentum. and momentum creates confidence. So if you want to strengthen your belief in yourself, don't just sit and think about it. Do something. Take a step, make a move, and watch how your confidence grows with every action you take. Because belief isn't built by sitting still. It's built by moving forward. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, and the environment you immerse yourself in, all of these shape your mindset, your attitude, and ultimately, your future. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and excuses, it won't be long before those same thoughts start creeping into your own mind. But if you surround yourself with positivity, encouragement, and ambition, you'll begin to rise to a higher level. Have you ever noticed how being around the wrong people drains your energy? You share an idea and they shoot it down. You talk about a goal and they tell you why it won't work. You try to improve and they remind you of your past failures. These people don't lift you up, they pull you down. And if you're not careful, their mindset will become your mindset. Now think about the people who inspire you, who challenge you, who make you believe in bigger possibilities. These are the people who push you forward. They don't let you settle for less. They remind you of your potential. They bring solutions instead of problems. When you're around them, you feel energized, motivated, and ready to take on the world. That's the power of surrounding yourself with the right influences. This doesn't just apply to people, it applies to everything you allow into your life. The books you read, the information you consume, the conversations you entertain, all of it is shaping you. If you constantly listen to negativity, fear, and limitations, don't be surprised when those thoughts dominate your mind. But if you fill your life with uplifting, empowering, and growth-focused messages, your perspective changes, your confidence grows, your vision expands. So take a look around. Who and what are you allowing to influence your thoughts? If it's not lifting you higher, it's holding you back. Choose wisely, because your environment is either fueling your success or feeding your doubts, and the choice is yours. Everything you achieve in life starts with one critical ingredient: faith in yourself. If you don't believe you can do it, you won't take action. And if you don't take action, you'll never see results. That's why faith is the foundation of success. It's the inner conviction that says, I may not have all the answers yet, but I will find a way. Think about the people who succeed at the highest level. Do you think they had every advantage? Do you think they had a perfect roadmap laid out in front of them? No, but what they did have was an unshakable belief that they could figure it out. That belief pushed them to take action when others hesitated. It made them get back up after failure instead of staying down. It gave them the courage to step into opportunities while others stood on the sidelines waiting for certainty. The problem is most people do the opposite. They wait for proof before they believe in themselves. They say, once I see results, then I'll have confidence. But that's not how it works. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes because of action. And action only happens when you have faith in yourself first. Faith in yourself isn't about knowing everything ahead of time. It's about trusting that you have the ability to learn, to grow, and to handle whatever comes your way. It's about moving forward even when you don't have all the pieces yet. It's about saying, I don't need permission. I don't need guarantees. I just need to start. And here's the best part. Once you take that first step, something amazing happens. The more action you take, the more results you see. And the more results you see, the stronger your faith becomes. It turns into a cycle. Faith leads to action, action leads to results, and results reinforce your faith. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment to believe in yourself, stop waiting. The moment is now. Take the first step. Trust yourself. Because once you do, you'll realize that faith isn't just a feeling. It's the fuel that drives every great success. Faith in yourself is where it all begins. Before anyone else believes in you, before the results start to show, before success becomes visible, you have to believe. That inner faith is the fuel that drives every great achievement. It's what gives you the courage to take action, the resilience to keep going, and the confidence to push forward even when there's no guarantee of success. Too many people wait for external proof before they believe in themselves. They want to see the results first, the success, the recognition, the rewards, before they develop confidence. But that's not how it works. Faith comes first. Results follow. The moment you start believing you can, you start making decisions differently. You carry yourself with more certainty. You take action with more conviction, and that's what brings results. Think about the people who accomplish extraordinary things. They weren't born with all the answers. They didn't wait for someone else to give them permission. They started with nothing but faith. Faith that they could figure it out. faith that they could improve, faith that if they kept moving forward, something would happen. And guess what? It did. But here's the key. Faith alone isn't enough. It has to be backed by action. You can believe in yourself all day long, but if you never take a step forward, nothing changes. The real magic happens when you take action, even when you're uncertain. Because every small win, every little bit of progress reinforces your belief. It builds momentum. And before you know it, what once seemed impossible becomes your reality. If you lack results in any area of life, ask yourself, do you truly believe, not just when things are easy, but even when challenges arise? Do you believe in your ability to figure things out, to grow, to succeed? If the answer is yes, then act like it. Start moving forward. Do what you can with what you have and trust that the results will follow. Because they always do for those who believe first, act second, and achieve third.